All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible stories on our planet. We're going to trace the journey of energy, a journey that starts 93 million miles away with the sun, gets captured by pretty much every green thing you see, and ends up powering, well, you, everything you do. So let's get into it.
So here's the big question, and it sounds simple enough, right? How does a plant's lunch become your energy? You eat a piece of fruit or some vegetables, and somehow that turns into the fuel that lets you walk, talk, and even think. But what's really going on there? That's the mystery we're going to unravel today.
And the story doesn't even begin here on Earth. Nope. The real source of almost all the energy that powers life here is our sun. Every little bit of fuel that keeps you and me going started out as a ray of light, traveling across the mind-boggling emptiness of space to get to us. Okay, so our first stop on this energy tour is inside what I like to call nature's green factories. I'm talking about plants, of course. They are these amazing little power stations that have figured out how to grab sunlight out of the air and turn it into something real, something we can actually eat.
Now, this whole magical process has a name you've probably heard before: photosynthesis. And if you just break the word down, it makes perfect sense. Photo means light, and synthesis means to make something. So plants are literally making with light. They're not hunting for food, they're creating it from scratch using the most basic ingredients you can imagine.
Just think of it like a simple recipe, with only 3 ingredients. First, the plant breathes in carbon dioxide from the air. Then, it pulls up water through its roots from the soil. And finally, it uses sunlight as the oven, right, to cook those two things together. And what comes out? The final product is glucose, which is basically a simple sugar that's just packed with chemical energy.
And for all you chemistry fans, this is what that recipe looks like in scientific shorthand. You've got CO2, which is carbon dioxide, plus H2O, that's water. The sunlight provides the kick of energy to make it all happen, and the result is glucose. And, oh yeah, a super important byproduct, O2, oxygen. We're definitely coming back to that.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Plants are the original solar-powered chefs. I mean, think about it. Every single food chain on this planet, whether it's a tiny bug or a massive whale, it all starts with a plant capturing a little bit of sunlight. They are the foundation for, well, for everyone else. Okay, so the plant did its job. It brilliantly packed sunlight into a neat little sugar molecule. But all that energy is still locked up inside. So how do our bodies get it out? Well, that's the next part of the story. We're moving from the plant's world into our own cells.
And this next process is called cellular respiration. And it's a great name for it. If photosynthesis is like carefully packing an energy-filled lunchbox, then cellular respiration is basically opening that lunchbox and eating the food. It happens inside the powerhouses of our cells, the mitochondria, and it happens in almost every living thing, including you. The process is kind of like a tiny little engine. You start with the fuel, right? That's the glucose you get from your food. Then you need a spark to get it going, and that spark is the oxygen you breathe in. When you combine them, you get two main things. First, a whole bunch of usable energy to power your body, and second, an exhaust product, which is carbon dioxide.
And here's the formula for that engine. We start with glucose, our fuel, we add oxygen, or O2, and that reaction releases a ton of energy and creates our exhaust, CO2. Now, wait a minute, take a really close look at that. Does that look familiar? It should. It's almost the exact reverse of the photosynthesis formula.
And this is where the whole story just gets so beautiful. Because these two processes, they aren't just two random things happening in the world. They are perfectly connected. They're two halves of one elegant cycle, literally two sides of the very same coin. So here's the absolute key takeaway. Photosynthesis is the process that grabs sunlight and stores that energy in a chemical form. And cellular respiration? That's the process that takes that chemical and releases the energy so we can use it. It's that simple. One process saves, the other one spends. Just look at how perfect this is. This table lays out the amazing symmetry of this whole cycle. Check it out. The stuff that photosynthesis puts out, glucose and oxygen, are the exact inputs that cellular respiration needs. And the stuff respiration puts out, carbon dioxide and water, which is precisely what plants need to start photosynthesis. It's a perfect, self-sustaining loop. Nothing is wasted. So you see, it's not two stories at all. It's one. It's a single, continuous, and beautifully balanced cycle that powers pretty much all life on our planet. Okay, so that's the cool science, but what does it all mean for us, in our daily lives? Well, it's not an exaggeration to say that this cycle is our planetary lifeline. It is the fundamental reason we can even be here. So here's the bottom line. First, remember that oxygen we talked about? To a plant, it's just a waste product, but for us, it's the very air we have to breathe to survive. Second, all the food we eat, no matter what it is, traces its energy back to a plant's ability to turn sunlight into sugar. And third, on a massive planetary scale, this constant back and forth keeps our atmosphere stable enough for life to thrive. So let's bring this right back home. This isn't some abstract idea from a textbook. The very breath you're taking in right now, that connects you to a leaf somewhere in the world that pushed out that oxygen. The energy you're feeling from your last meal, that's just sunlight that was captured by a plant. You are an active participant in this incredible grand cycle right now. So this great energy exchange isn't something that's just happening out there. It's happening inside of you, in every one of your cells at this very moment. It's a beautiful, life-giving dance between a star millions of miles away, a simple green leaf, and the very lungs in your chest. So the next time you take a breath, can you feel that connection?